Back on the show is Unified Heavyweight Champion Tanner Boser is going to be defending his title on December 16th at Unified 29. He's going to be taking on Marcus Sursa. Tanner, what's going on? How are you?
Hey, I'm pretty good. Thanks for having me again.
No problem. Glad to have you back on the program. And let's talk about your last fight. An impressive win there over Joe Yager back at Unified 28. Were you happy with your performance in that fight? You did end up getting, a second straight win there.
Yeah, no, I was happy with my performance. Yager's a tough dude. He's a hard win for anybody. So just getting the unanimous decision, I was happy with it.
Excellent. And how'd you celebrate after that win?
I ate at Denny's.
Now, are you a guy that goes late at night and then gets the breakfast and stuff, or are you someone that just or do you go for the dinner items? Like what do you like to get at Denny's when you're there?
Well, that night, yeah, I got I don't know, something with poutine, that's for sure.
Nice. How is the poutine? I've never had a poutine at Denny's. Is it any good?
It's actually good. Yeah, they have curds.
Oh.
I don't know. Denny's poutine's pretty solid.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. Definitely not going to disagree with you.
Fight food. Yeah.
Well, you seem very happy about it, so I got to take your word for it. So that definitely sounds good. I'll think about that next time I go to Denny's. Great spot. Let's be honest, especially post fight, I imagine, because there's lots of good options to eat, not just poutine, right? So. Yeah,
there's lots of good junk food you can have there after a fight. And hell, even in fight camp after work, I go there and get some eggs and turkey bacon.
Yep.
It's all good.
There you go. Exactly. Let's talk.
Not too place open at 3 a.m.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's always whenever you need it, right? So that's a good thing about it. But let's talk about this fight here. Marcus Sursa, he's got 26 fights. He's fought guys like Stefan Struve, Alan Belcher. He recently got a win over Thiago Silva, who people remember from the UFC and World Series of Fighting. Was he someone you were familiar with before you accepted this fight? Did you know much about him?
I hadn't researched him, or really looked him up in depth, but he had been a name that was brought up to me a while ago as well, at one point. So I was familiar with him. I kept up with him a bit, So yeah, I knew who he was. He's been around a while, and he's a dangerous fighter. He's fought a lot of good guys.
And how difficult has it been getting fights, lining up opponents? Because heavyweight seems pretty tough, not just outside of the UFC, but just even in Canada in general.
Unified's really good at bringing me guys in, like Yager, before that Lopez. Sursa's the third straight American I'm fighting. They're bringing me in high-level opponents from the States now. So I haven't had an issue finding fights. I took that short notice fight in Russia. Sursa also took a short notice fight in Russia. If you're willing to take the short notice fights and the hard fights, you can get fights. The guys who can't find fights are the guys who are too much. They're being bitches, man. It's not hard. Just take a fucking fight.
I agree. I mean, we all want to see the good matchups, right? So, I mean, I'm totally with you there. Even as a fan, I want to see the best fights. So, these guys got to step up and start fighting. But glad to see you do have an opponent. How do you sort of see yourself matching up against him?
I think we're really similar. I think that it's going to be a wicked fight. I think we're both exciting fighters. Neither one of us has a penchant to be boring. And I think we're going to get fight of the night. I think we're going to cut each other up. But, of course, ultimately, I see myself winning. Everybody sees himself winning. If not, you're an idiot. So
right, exactly. Why take the fight?
Yeah.
Now, it's been a couple months since we last saw you in the cage. What have you sort of improved on the most, you feel like, in the gym since we last saw you?
I'm always improving my entire game. I'm working on everything all the time. If you worry too much about just a strategy for an opponent and you're not always getting better, then that's an issue, and eventually you're going to hit a wall. If you're always just improving everything, in my opinion, that's the way to go. So I've been getting steadily better all the time.
And who are some of the people helping you get ready for this fight?
Well, my coaches, Jeff Montemuro at Snake Pit, and Luke Harris at Hayabusa, and Keijiro Noda at Frank Lee's Muay Thai. As usual, my coaches. Also, I got Shandy Nicolette helping me with strength and conditioning. He's great. Also lift weights, and one of my great training partners, Chris Larson. He's 1-0, but he's going to make a statement pretty quick here in Canada. He's a beast. My training partners got KB Buller as well, Jeff Porter, Brian Crow, Miles Anstead, of course, Craig. I got Preston, Big Preston for wrestling. Oh yeah, man, I got training partners.
And,
So.
and you mentioned Miles there. Word through the grapevine, I know it's not 100% confirmed yet, but I'm hearing that Miles might be close to getting a UFC contract. Have you had any discussions with the UFC recently?
Last communications I had with them, they told me to finish fights because apparently 8 finishes, 11 wins. That's just not good enough. So I need to really step my game up. They're too busy hiring fucking 4-0 bums from the States. So whatever.
Yeah, and you know, did that?
Sorry, I'm not a firefighter. Otherwise, I get fucking signed.
Right. Does that add more pressure to you on this fight to finish when you hear the UFC say something like that?
I fight the best guys every chance I get. I pick the hardest opponent every time. Of course, there's always pressure to win. I want to keep my belt. I want to put on a good show for all my friends and family and fans that come to watch me here. There's always pressure to win. Sursa's a great fighter. Of course, there's the possibility of a loss with everybody I fight. I'm not out here fighting cans. I think I'm going to win. Yeah, there's pressure. Is the pressure added because I'm on the cusp of UFC? Man, I've been there for a while now, and they're still humming and hawing and telling me I need to finish fights and shit. So, fuck it, man. I'll fight in Russia if they want to fuck around.
Nice. I like it, man. Oh, you got to look at all options, right? So, you know, I like you saying that there. Last time you and I spoke, a name that we have brought up a couple times in our interviews is Shamil Rama. Are you bummed out at all that he's dropping down to 205 now? I don't know if you heard about that. He's going to be fighting on their New Year's Eve card for World Series of Fighting. Yeah.
I love watching Rama fight. He's a wicked fighter all around. He's got submissions too, but his striking's his best weapon, right? Good. I'm not upset that he's dropping a weight class. I mean, he was only 228 for his last title fight. That's really light to show up, especially for like a title fight against a big guy like Blagoy Ivanov, you know? And I've said this for a while now, I think I will fight Rama, but it's going to be one day. I bet you we're both like 36 years old, you know what I mean? Fighting back at the Shaw here or some shit. Like Rama's got to do what's best for Rama. I got to do what's best for me. Everyone's done telling me to drop back down to 205, and Rama is now dropping. So it doesn't affect me. Best of luck to Rama.
December 16th. How does this fight unfold? How do you sort of see this one playing out?
I think we're going to beat each other up. And, of course, ultimately, I think I'm going to get the knockout. It's what I predict every fight.
Good stuff. Obviously, got to stick with your guns on that one, right? So,
yeah.
Fair enough. Before I let you go here, you guy who watches Netflix, and if so, what are you watching right now?
Well, I just finished Season 6 of The Walking Dead. Of course, Season 7's series premiere was ruined immediately thanks to Facebook. So, right?
Yeah.
You know, I was saying the other day, that's the difference between Walking Dead fans and Game of Thrones fans. Spoiler alert coming up here. You know, Walking Dead fans, it's like, Glenn's dead and Abraham's dead and fuck you, Negan. I'm like, oh, great, thanks. Game of Thrones fans, it's like, this was a very good episode, you guys. You should watch it. I don't know.
Yeah. They got
Walking Dead fans are assholes, man. One time I was on a UFC forum just looking up results of a fight, and some asshole commented, this was seasons ago, Merle died. Fuck.
Oh, God, really?
The internet will get you for Walking Dead.
Yeah, and, you know, kind of on that note about social media, I noticed you've been a lot more active on there, you know, especially on Facebook and things like that. Is this like a new leaf you're turning around? Because I remember before you were, you know, always saying like, oh, you were worried that, you know, people are going to take stuff out of context. But you seem pretty unfiltered and quite entertaining, I must say.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, all the fully out of hand stuff I do on my personal Facebook, not my fighter page or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I got dumb shit to say that I think people will find funny, so I throw it up there.
Well, I certainly enjoy it, and I'm certainly looking forward to this fight. Marcus Sursa, December 16th, Unified 29. Tanner, always appreciate you joining me here on the program. Where can people get a hold of you on social media, and if you got any thank yous or shout-outs, the floor is yours.
Yeah, I'm at Bulldozer Boser on Twitter. I have no followers on Twitter, so help me out, and Instagram. I'm probably funnier on Instagram, so that's probably why. Tanner Bulldozer Boser on Facebook. And for sponsors, yeah, I got GenMec ACL. They've been sponsoring me for a while. Great help. Bonnieville Water Conditioning. I got ThinkWorks helping me out with my shirts. Tanline Enterprise. And my new sponsor, First Line Nutrition, Northside here in Edmonton, helping me out, hooking me up with all the supplements I need. Great help, and I really appreciate having them.